Okay, so today we are going to be going through the Unit 10, Exercise 1 in Java 2, and this is all about inheritance. So what we're going to do in this exercises, we are going to be using two different files here. We're going to be using the horse and the racehorse file, and these are in classes. And so we have a horse class and a racehorse is going to be a subclass or a child of the horse class. And then we have our demo horses here, Java, and that is actually going to be where we will run the program. So we are going to write a class named horse that contains data fields for the name, color, and birth year. We're going to include, get, and set methods for these fields. We are going to finish with the subclass name racehorse.java, which contains an additional field that holds the number of races in which the horse has completed and additional methods to get and set the new field. We will run the provided demo racehorse application that demonstrates using the objects of each class. So basically, this is going to bring them together. Okay? Notice here you have your horses, horse 1 and horse 2. So it's looking at two different horses. The first one is called Old Paint. It's brown and it was born in 2009. And then the second horse is Champion, and Champion is black, born in 2011, and horse 2 was set in for 4 races, or won 4 races. All right, and so this is here where we will run, and you will see the output of those other 2 files, or other 2 classes, I guess is a better way to phrase that. Okay, notice here we have open horse.java. That's what we're going to be working with here. So the horse class. Notice the public class here is horse. And here we are going to, in our comments, it's going to be work as a guide for where we should add our methods. So we're going to, here we're going to add the private variables here. So those would be the private variables are going to be the ones that we are not going to want others to, we want them to be able to see it but not be able to access to change the information, and that's why they are going to be private. If you remember in class yesterday, we talked about that, and it's called information hiding. All right, so information hiding would be beginning with the word private. The next one that we look at here is our racehorse or .java. So this is going to be a subclass of horse. And so what we're going to do here is we are extending. So remember, you have a parent or a superclass, and the superclass here is considered horse. And your subclass or your child class is going to be racehorse. So we are wanting to extend the horse class and use a subclass or an inheritance to the racehorse class. So right here we are going to add the private variables. We are going to write our method codes in these sections. So this part obviously is just a little bit shorter, and remember this part is where we want to add in the racehorse number of races. That's what this is going to be looking at here. Our number of races is on that demo, but we are just inheriting from our horse class to this racehorse subclass. Here is an example of what we get when we have completed the code. All right, so notice here, so when we have completed the code, we have ran it through the demo horse Java, and we haven't made any changes to this. So we're not going to make any changes to this at all. We are going to keep this the same. We're just going to click on this file, and then we're going to go to grade. And I know that some of you were having problems because you said that you would finish the code and you would run the code and it would give you, you passed it, but then what happens is you received a 0. So you first need to go to grade, then you need to, from grade, you're going to go to review and then submit. And those will be those buttons on the bottom. So go to grade, review, and then submit. And then that should allow you to get your like 15 out of 15 or whatever the score is. Also, when you run your code, you will notice here, this is our output. So our output is Old Paint is brown and was born in 2009. Champion is black and was born in 2011, and then Champion has been in 4 races. So if you remember here, it said Horse 2 had been in 4 races. So it took the information, that's taken the information from this racehorse file or class here, subclass. All right, so let's look at the horse class code itself. So here we have our public class, so our class is horse. And then here we're adding our private variables. So we added the private variables, which was the string. We're using a string data type because it's a name, and color is also a name, but we're using an integer because we're using numbers for the birth year. So those 3 are all private, and then your public is your get the string name. All right, so, and notice here you're going to say get the string color, and you're also going to say get the string birth year. So you are retrieving that information. We want it to return, so you're going to add this section here. You're going to ask it to return the name, return the color, and you're going to ask it to return the birth year right there. All right, then the next thing that we want is we are going to write a method. We're going to write our method code here for set name, okay, and set name is going to be the string n. So name is equal to n here, and your color is equal to C, and your birth year is equal to Y. So, and then of course you have your curly braces. So you're actually adding these sections here, and I've actually erased some of the comments, but you'll see in your comments where you need to add those in. All right, and then let's look at the racehorse finished product here for our code. Again, we have extended the horse class, which that's the page prior to this, and we have public class racehorse extends horse. All right, so when we are inheriting, we are using the keyword extends and extending from horse to racehorse. All right, we're adding the private variables here. So the private variable is the amount of races that the horse run. But we do want the public to be able to retrieve it, so it is get races here. And so we want it to return the races, and in order to the races are going to be equal to or get the value of R. And then of course your curly braces. So you're adding this return races here, and then the set races integer R here. Hope that makes sense to you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Remember, before you test it and run it, or you may want to test it, but make sure before you run this that you actually have hit grade, review, and then submit. Have a good day.